to say.
Thank you very much, QuickShot. I am pleased to be joined by Xerxes from the jungle, Vizicachi from the top lane, and the now locked in first place Unicorns of Love. So let's just go there. How does it feel to be first place in Group B, no contest?
Well, this was a really important series for us to keep our first place, and even though Vitality kind of took it a bit easier, we couldn't really afford to do so because we needed the win to secure our first spot. And it was really important for us because this guarantees us a spot into the semifinals and kind of like puts us as the #2 seed behind G2.
All right, well, looking ahead, or actually rather looking back at that series, we can talk about the playoffs more in a second, but Shaco jungle coming up both times. Now, Xerxes, as a jungle main, jungle player here on the state, what did you think when that pick first got locked in?
I mean, it wasn't that surprising because there were like 5 or 6 junglers banned, and I was prepared from the solo queue because there are a lot of Shaco players, so it wasn't something new for me.
Okay, not new from a solo queue perspective. So completely and totally unfazed. Were you ready with strategies, with talking to your team, or were you okay and the rest of the team maybe not so much?
I think we were okay, and I played Shaco in Skims, so we kind of know what the champion does and what his weaknesses are.
All right, absolutely fair. You say that, Vizicachi, you still went down in the early game. How did it feel for you to go up against kind of all these unconventional picks, not just the Shaco in general?
Yes, I think for Xerxes it was okay, but for me it's not really because I was playing a champion without his capabilities, and I was ready that I will just get camped. But that's kind of Rumble's strength as well, that even if he gets camped, he can just ultimate the wave and be ahead in tempo with the team. So getting a death or 2 is like acceptable. But the early death was totally my fault because I didn't expect him to take our red. I thought after our blue he just goes the enemy red, and that caught me off guard.
All right, so a little adaptation throwing you off. Well, the game is done, it's dusted. You guys are now moving on to Hamburg. We've heard a lot from Sheepy about how much it means to him. What does it feel like for you guys knowing that you're going to be playing on that big stage? And for Xerxes, massive stage for you, best of 5, how are you feeling?
Really excited, and I think we are ready for it, and I think we will do good.
All right. Now, Chachi, I mean, sometimes this feels like another day at the office for you. You've been playing for so long. You've seen so many of these large stages. Is there anything special that this one means to you, coming in with a bye straight into the semifinals?
I think it's going to be great in Hamburg because we have attended a few finals so far in our history, but a final we haven't played for quite a while, so I would really like to experience one and get there, like as a finalist and not for a third place match.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Now, I'm curious, you guys, sights set on the final. Who do you think is going to be your biggest competition in playoffs? If you do make it to the finals anywhere, which team other than yourselves is looking the strongest coming into this playoff bracket?
Without doubt, G2 is pretty strong right now. So I think they are the only opponent that we are kind of afraid of.
Yeah, all right. So outside of G2, I think it's fair to say, because I think everyone would agree with you when you say that G2 is the big terror, still the kind of the undisputed kings of Europe. Is there any other team that you think can really upset or surprise people going into playoffs? Or right now, do you think they pretty accurately reflect the standings?
I think H2K usually gets themselves together for playoffs, and they will look strong as well. Also, we struggled a bit with Splice 2 days ago, and they are quite a strong team as well. So I think these two have good chances, and Misfits depends what form they will get into for the playoffs, because they can be a really strong team or like a weaker one as well at the same time.
Now, looking really far ahead, let's say in the theoretical world where you guys are able to take first, where you're able to take on Europe, MSI, international events, not something we've really seen from the Unicorns of Love outside of the IEM circuit. Do you guys feel like you would be a good representative for Europe if you're able to make it to that international stage?
I think we would be, because we are really fast at adapting to the meta right now. And whoever gets the first place is kind of like deserves it and is probably the strongest of the region. So if we could get the first place, that would mean that we are the strongest of the region. So we would be a good representative, I think.
All right, pulling it back to playoffs. Xerxes, for you, this is the first massive stage for you in Europe. We've talked a little bit about how you feel already. Now I'm curious, is there a lot of pressure on you going into this to perform on a big stage? You've had a little experience at IEM, but are you at all nervous to be facing down all those fans in Hamburg?
I played in Turkey before it, and it was a really big stage. And I wasn't nervous back then, and I don't think I'll be nervous now.
All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking the time to talk to me. Congrats again on locking in first place in Group B. But that's going to do it for us in this series. When we come back, it'll be G2 versus Roccat in our second series of the day. Don't go anywhere.
Care. Hey, go freaking. Oh my god. Get boom. Yeah! Easy win.
Nukeduck's locked in place by the chains. The exhaust slows down the damage from Xerxes. Let's throw a teleport in the mix. Cabo's on the board. He takes down Xerxes. It's a double kill for Chachi. He's not done. A triple. He can look for more. Hachani's the target. This might be the quadra. And scumbag Xerxes stole the penta.
Yeah, go. Oh. Yeah, I can play. Wow, Siva.
Survives a few seconds longer. The Nexus is turned on, and the Unicorns of Love guaranteed semi-finals, guaranteed go to Hamburg.